So I'm super tired and I look like a mess because it's been raining here, and I forgot my jacket and everything when I went to go visit my friends this weekend in Escondido and some other friends. Um, so I'm a hot mess. But anyway, this weekend I went to visit my friend Dana, and she taught me a lot of my Viking crafts, and I got into the SCA really because of her and her husband Devin. So one of the things that she taught me was Viking whipcord, and she had researched it and figured out, or she found a pattern or figured out on her own, I'm not quite sure, on how to make some whipcord bobbins that worked well. Because some people would just use like soda bottles and whatnot, but there's different things you have to have on the whipcord so it doesn't slip. So this weekend we made these ones, and she has these. And if you look at some of my old videos on the one spindle, you'll see us working with them. But they look super simple to make, and the components are super simple. They took forever to make. When she made them, I was just kind of like watching. So you know, time flies when you're just like sitting there chatting away, whatever. I made 2 sets because I was gonna make one for me and one to put on my Etsy shop. And all it is a doll head, big doll head, a little doll head, and a candlestick. And then what I had to do was get a drill. Had to get a stick and drill in here, drill this bottom, drill this top, and drill here. And I didn't drill all the way around because this would have ended up cracking with the thickness of the stick I was using. Then I had to cut and saw the stick to the proper size. And I don't have and they're really thin, so you can't just because they end up cracking and splitting and turning into a mess. So then I had to cut them to the right size, and I kept getting the wrong lengths and everything because it was like, you had to make sure, okay, this is, because not all of these were drilled all to the same length. Which, if I really want to sit there and be like, it's approximately so-and-so in, it would have taken even more time. So, this is a little quicker, probably a little more frustrating, though. And then we used 2 different types of glues to make sure that stuck in. On here, you could see where it eeped out a little bit. What I'm thinking is of taking a razor blade and cutting it nicely in there, and then oiling these and letting them sit so that when I do eventually use them, they're not going to have oil on anything. I'm going to rub it into the grain nicely. I know her husband with hers said he was going to wood burn some stuff on here, on hers. So what you do is you have 4 of them. So here's a whole set. And they're basically acting as weights. And you take a piece of string and you tie it here, and you have it wound all the way down with other strings too, and then a piece hanging up so that they're all 4 of them. Like, here's 2 sides. So you do have 2 people, you throw them back and forth, the person catches one, and the person catches the other one. And it's really hard to explain here. I'm not really always good at explaining things. But basically, you're creating a braid by throwing the bobbins different ways, like this. Like, here's one, the other person catches it. You throw this one, and then you keep doing it so it's switching, and you create a braid. And I had 2 whipcords for sale on my Etsy store to use as trim, or they'll make the award cords out of them. But I think it was a child's game originally, but the stuff that they'd make that come out of their game would be used as decoration on their clothing. Unlike the trim you'll find on like most Renaissance clothing, you'll see that at Renaissance fair clothing, and sometimes at different SCA awards you can buy trim that's pre-made, but most of it is just I don't know how period everything is, especially how it's made. It's not handmade. So anyway, sorry, my little sister just came in, and I haven't seen her all weekend, so I was like, oh my gosh, my baby! She's 9, so she's still my baby. But anyway, so what the problem was of some things is that you need this length right here to hold your extra string on, and you need something here, sometimes it slips up, here, to hold the little loop. I forgot what it's called. I'm not making a how-to video or anything, though. I'm just talking to you about what I did this weekend. So I worked with these before with her, and I finally have my own set. Yeah. I've had these pieces forever, but I just haven't put them together myself because I'm like, who am I going to work them with? And also, I didn't have a drill, then I had a drill, then I had... Yeah, it just turned into a mess. So it was easier to do it with her. Plus, it was nice to be able to craft with somebody else and talk to them. So I'm going to be using them in a ritual. Probably I'm going to see if I think our starter ritual is going to be outside. So I'll see about doing that, because it's going to be cool because we'll connect with a Norse deity and do a Norse craft. I'm thinking of the right word. Baby, close the door. So I've worked with them before, and they're good. And I want to try and, because these were kind of expensive, like to make these, I mean, to get everything in, probably costs just for the supplies $5 a piece, maybe $5 or $6. Haven't, and that's not me including tax and all these other things are with them. And they took forever to make. And I was given special glues and stuff, so I didn't even count how much those would cost. So originally I was like, oh, it'll be only like 20 bucks to sell. No, they were expensive to make, and they took forever to make. They were very frustrating, but they're very cool though. So yep, so that's what I did this weekend. If I wasn't so tired, I would probably talk a little clearer and go into a little more detail. But that's all for now, so thank you for watching.